When Florida State law professor Dan Markel was murdered in 2014, he was in the middle of a nasty custody battle with his wife, Wendy Adelson, who is the daughter of a prominent and very wealthy South Florida family. Markel was shot in his driveway. His wife, who was an obvious potential suspect, had an alibi. Eventually, investigators arrested and tried this couple, Katherine Magbanua and Sigfredo Garcia. Prosecutors believe Garcia killed Markel for the Adelson family and that Magbanua set it all up.
She wasn't involved. She doesn't have the answers that people want her to have.
At trial, Katherine Magbanua denied knowing anything about the murder.
Did you have anything to do with the murder of Dan Markel?
No, ma'am.
But prosecutors believe that Magbanua is the connection between Garcia, the trigger man, and the Adelson family because she was previously in a relationship with Wendy Adelson's brother, Charlie, who had even once joked about hiring a hitman to kill Dan Markel.
Do you ever joke about he looked into hiring a hitman, but buying you a TV as a divorce present would be cheaper?
He did make that joke.
The jury found Garcia guilty of murder but couldn't come to a unanimous decision on Katherine Magbanua. If Magbanua wasn't involved, Charlie Adelson would have had to have hired Garcia on his own, which prosecutors say is unlikely because they didn't know each other.
I am 100% convinced that Charlie Adelson somehow contacted Sigfredo Garcia without letting Katherine know.
Part of that deal was Charles Adelson breaking up with Katherine so that Sigfredo could get back the woman that he loved so much.
None of the Adelsons, who prosecutors clearly believe were involved, have yet been charged in Dan Markel's murder. Katherine Magbanua, meanwhile, remains in jail, waiting her retrial.
And she testified at her first trial, and there were some jurors who were buying it. Well, it wasn't unanimous one way or the other. There's going to be another trial. But the Adelsons, right? The Adelsons at the top of this whole alleged conspiracy, the ones who set up the hit, the ones who had the motive to get rid of the Professor Markel, they have not been charged. Let's bring back in our think tank. Eklund Mercy, let me ask you about Katherine Magbanua at her retrial. Does she have to testify again? And how difficult is it if you're a criminal defendant having to testify once again in court?
I don't get it. So you're going to retry Magbanua, but the Adelsons that are literally a part of your exhibits, they are on top of your exhibits and you're not going to try them makes no sense to me. The fact that you're going to retry her and force her to decide if she has to take the stand again while the players are still roaming free is beyond me. It is beyond me. So if I was defense, I wouldn't have her testify again. She's already testified.
Kirk Nurmi, would you put her back up on the stand? She testified the first time, was able to convince some of the jurors that her story and her explanation was reasonable.
Right. Well, obviously the ultimate decision for that lies with her, but you're right. There was some success to it. And, you know, she can have a transcript to take a look at and say, okay, this is what I said, to remain consistent. And, you know, it could very well be the case that this woman is innocent of the crime charge. I mean, we have a snitch that's now changed his story that was used against her in the first trial that is changing his story for the second. And juries, I think, to some degree, like to see someone sit there and say, I had no involvement in this. And there obviously wasn't proof beyond a reasonable doubt to the first jury that she was involved in this. Just because there was that connection doesn't mean she was involved in the process of this hit.
Nima Rahmani, put us in the prosecutor's shoes, getting ready for this retrial. Are you highly anticipating the cross, and do you learn anything from the first time around?
Yes, generally speaking, a retrial benefits the prosecution. You can learn from your previous mistakes. You have more witness testimony and fodder for cross-examination. I do expect Magbanua to take the stand because she, frankly, was a very good witness. But I agree with Eklund. I'm surprised the Adelsons aren't tried. But also, Vinny, we know how difficult it is in this country to convict women of murder, especially in Florida. So all things considered, this is going to be a tough case for the prosecution, especially when they don't have the trigger man to dirty her up at trial.
You know, Eklund, I think it would just be a stronger prosecution case if you had whoever you believe ordered the hit to be on trial sitting next to Magbanua? I mean, rather than, I don't get the strategy here. Are they just scared of the Adelsons and their ability to hire like a really good defense attorney?
Yeah, it seems that way. I think that they're going after low hanging fruit, and it's a problem. I think that if you literally have exhibits in which you are showing that the Adelsons participated and they are free, they're taking the fifth, they are free. You have a problem, and you need to focus. I think that it's unreasonable, it's irresponsible to retry a woman that was you didn't have enough evidence the first time. So why don't you get the people that you think ordered the hit? Just do that.
And let everyone point the finger at each other. I mean, that's what I don't
Exactly.
understand it. We'll see. We'll continue to track it. Take a look, folks. We've got a pretrial hearing September 30th. Right now, a trial date of October 4th. We know there's a lot of delays and issues happening in courtrooms across America, but we'll keep an eye on it, let you know if it's going to happen this fall.